How do you solve for the inequality 9h plus 2 less than negative 79? So if you guys are not aware, inequality is a mathematical symbol that represents what kind of statement it is. So there are a few kinds of inequalities. I know that you guys are all aware of the equal sign, which means that the left side is equal to the right side. There's also the does not equal sign, which means that the left side is never equal to the right side. There's a less than sign, which means that the left side quantity is always going to be less than the right side quantity. There's the greater than sign, which means the opposite. So the left side is always going to be greater than the right side. There's less than or equal to, which means that the left side is always going to be less than or equal to the right side. And finally, there's the greater or equal to sign, which says the opposite. There's also these other signs, like these signs mean that it's a lot less and is a lot greater, but these are less commonly used. Okay, so what does an inequality really mean? So when we're talking about solving the inequality, that means we always want to make sure the statement is true, right? But we have a variable h. So in essence, when they're asking us to solve the inequality, they're actually asking us to solve for h. And they're asking what values of h would always make 9h plus 2 less than negative 79. So like solving or isolating for x, we're going to isolate for h. Okay? And by isolating for h, we can find the values of h that will make that statement always true. Okay, so let's say here 9h plus 2 less than negative 79. Okay, so we're going to move the 2 to the other side. So we're going to subtract 2 from the left side and the right side. And we get 9h less than negative 81. And we're going to divide both sides by 9 to get rid of this 9. So we're just left with negative 9. So that is our solution to this inequality. For every h less than negative 9, this statement holds true. Okay, so the inequality holds when h is less than negative 9. So one thing to know about inequalities, which has nothing to do with the question, but whenever you multiply or divide by a negative number, you have to flip the inequality. Unless it's equal, you can't. If you flip it equal, it's still equal. But if it's less than, greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to, whenever you multiply or divide by a negative number, you're essentially flipping the inequality. And you guys can test that out with some numbers by yourself, but I won't further delve into that. So let's read what the junior tutor has wrote. To solve inequality, we isolate for h on one side of inequality. Okay, so they isolated for h, and they figured out that h has to be less than a 9 for this, negative 9, for this statement to hold true. So because of that, this is the correct solution. Good job. I'll put a smiley face. Okay, question number 5. Let's move on.